I never doubted him. Not once. Not once. Welcome in, guys. I hope you're all well. It is the full-time show. I'm just going to bring in Matt Phillips and Ben in just a second. Wave if you're both ready. They're both waving. They're both excited. They've both got their drinks on ice. The champagne is cracking in the VIP room. I can see them both absolutely loving life. So, Town fans, 3 points, a vital 3 points. What did you make of it? Let us know in the chat. And, of course, if you want to come on the show, you are more than welcome. Just ask for the link and I will make sure you can get it. If you love what we do, then, of course, please do consider supporting the show in growing and in getting better in its equipment, etc., etc. Maybe even getting better posters. I do not know. I can see some comments. Benjamin wants the link. I will supply you with that in just a second. Ashley Bell, never been so dissatisfied with a Town win. I think the last 2 weeks have sucked all the joy out. Well, Merry Christmas to you as well, Ashley. Merry Christmas to you as well. Luke Penning, wonder win doesn't change things. No, I love Ashley, really. Emerson, did anyone notice how Cornell's kit? Yeah, it did. From pink to orange, orange to pink. It was really sort of annoying. You too. Late goal for Shrews versus Charlton. Eric Clacton is still driving home. Dobra, wonderful effort. Facebook user. The ever-present, the ever-busy Facebook user. 2-1, I called it. Left on drive. You are joking. The way we saw that game out, clueless. We had opportunity to score. Matt Phillips, clueless, they say.
Oh, God. We suddenly managed to get a victory from the jaws of defeat. I mean, that's the second time I've seen Plymouth do that this season. They did that against Portsmouth. They were 1 up and then conceded literally 2 in a minute. That occasion, they managed to come back and get a draw because they had 11 men on the pitch. But again, we come back, hashtag Lucky Lambert. He's got one there, hasn't he? He's got one.
Us Lamberts are lucky, we have to be honest. But,
there was no way we were going to get anything out of that game. And then suddenly, we actually looked clinical against 10 men. So there we go. Play 10 men against 10 men every week. Happy days. You're back in the Championship in no time.
I think you've got to, look, every time your football team wins, you've got to be happy because wins aren't easy to come by.
Well, no, not really.
Yes, you have. Because you can't
the club is burning.
anything.
We're like Rome, we're burning. The club is burning.
Well,
and I can see a few of the comments there. People are feeling dissatisfied. But yeah, I'm happy with one. But it now prolongs the situation of Lambert staying at the Town, Evans making changes that we want to see, blah, blah, blah. But we've won. We're third in the table. So.
Jonah, 565. Not a great performance, but an improvement on recent games. And there were some encouraging moments, especially the goals, which were all well worked. The tempo was much better. Ben, welcome back. A few changes made in the second half. What were your thoughts before we hand it over to?
Tree again.
I can see. Oh, that's a fantastic tree. It's
really
a
good.
Beautiful one. I've got Ben in the VIP room. I've got Johnny Duncan in the VIP room. Get the wine in, Johnny. The round's on you. Ben, what did you think? Can't hear you again, Ben. I'm not sure what happens with your audio. No, sort it out, Ben. Sort it out. Wave to me when you're ready. But look, at half time, right, I was losing my head, I shall be honest, because I could not see a way back into the football game. I saw that we were playing probably at our maximum, and Plymouth were kind of dealing with us fairly easy. It took a red card to change this game in our favour.
What did I say at half time, Martin? Match officials getting big decisions right. So they took ages to take that corner. They took ages to take the corner. He's got yellow, quite rightly, and in a really daft trip. I'm just pleased the match officials saw it for once, and we actually had a bit of luck go our way because normally we don't get that. Yes, we can, Ben.
There we go. I was going to say, first half, second half, and do you know what? I kind of echo your thoughts, Matt. Is that I'm really happy with one because it's first and foremost we're Town fans. We want 3 points. We want to win, and we got it. And the two things I wanted to happen today from the pre-game was for Dobra to have a good game, and he did. I would argue he's our man of the match. And I wanted Jackson to score. So I got the two things that I wanted to see and happen today. And bugger me, we actually put 2 men up front, and guess what happens?
Well, yeah, but let's be reasonable. It was against 10 men.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Put it this way: if we'd have had 1 man up front against 10 men, we wouldn't have scored. The whole line shifted up 30% up the pitch, and again, Hawkins playing that kind of really good role of just sort of keeping the ball, distributing it. I think, when he works with somebody else, he's a different player. He's not fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I haven't drunk all of this yet, but he is better when he is alongside other players. I'm happy with the result. Yes, the team is still burning. Yes, it is a stay of execution by Lambert. This is a call from the governor of the state 2 minutes before you're about to get the lethal injection. That this is the stay of execution.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fascinating to see.
Someone with a bit of paper.
But be careful what you say here, Martin. I was going to say every great empire, but every great reign needs a bit of luck.
Yes.
And this might be the luck that maybe turns it around with fans coming back in next week, with players returning back from injury. This could be the bit of luck that is a stay of the execution, as you say. And it was a silly red card. It was no need for it.
Crazy red card.
And you've literally gifted perhaps Paul Lambert another stay. And because up until that point, I'll be honest, I was going to come on here and start banging on about how you can't be sitting here saying how I'm unhappy and then be putting yourself forward for a ballot. I still believe that, by the way, but we'll park that till tomorrow. No, because it's one of those things, you can't say you don't like shopping somewhere and then go there every single week. It's the same sort of analogy. I can see Johnny agreeing with you, so I'll bring Johnny in. Johnny, welcome in. Good to see you again.
Hey, all right, guys.
Hey, Johnny.
Very well. You're agreeing with Ben there. What were your thoughts on that game, on that half, on Paul Lambert, King Lambo?
It was shit, wasn't it? Up until the point of when they had a man sent off. Let's be honest. I mean, I was ready to come on here and roast Nolan and all the senior players.
We all were.
I'll still do that, don't worry.
Let's be honest, right? If Nolan was a character in a video game and you're playing him with Street Fighter, right, or whatever, Tekken, or one of those games, his special move would be do a 360 spin and then retreat. I lost count of the amount of times that he actually turned into his own arsehole and then went backwards. When we had a pass forwards, that's what pisses me off. Of course, when there's nothing going forward, do that because you have to. But we had passes on forwards, and but he redeemed himself with a goal. It was a great finish. So,
I feel dirty for doing this, Johnny, but come on. He got the goal. He got us back into the game.
No, I agree.
Be a bit nicer.
No. But I had to point out up until the point, but the goal, the finish was awesome. And I actually think the senior players today probably didn't really do as well as they should have done. I think the likes of I'm going on the whole 90 minutes, Martin. I'm not talking about when they got the players sent off and then we went 2 goals, scored 2 goals. I'm sorry. I mean, Ward, Nolan, Judge, they were still not really giving me as much as they should have done with them young players around them. They really went.
They were instrumental in all the goals, though, Johnny, weren't they? They were like Ward put the cross in for the Nolan goal. Was it the second goal? I can't remember. So I feel like they were instrumental in the goals. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's kind of the topic we have each week, isn't it?
At least we've seen today how we play in our possession of football. And how we keep it and we don't try and attack. When we went 2-1 up today, it's the only time I see it worthy of being played. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt comfortable when we was 2-1 up because I knew that we'd keep possession and we'd go and we would be okay.
What do they say? Even a broken clock is wrong twice a day. So
exactly. Yeah. I actually did think. I don't know if you feel the same, Ben, but I actually feel like the possession of football, when you go a goal up, that's when you play it. But we seem to play it all the time when we're 0-0 and when we're a goal down. And when we're a goal down even, which is mental.
In fact, Johnny, I was thinking while we were 1 down, I was thinking to myself exactly that. We're playing like we're 1 up.
Yeah, exactly, but
we always do.
No urgency.
0-0, 1 up. We're always the same, and we're a canter into the opposition's area. And do you know what? Lambert will say, "I didn't play 2 up top. It was 4-4-1-1 or whatever." He'll come up with some sort of shit. right?
Yeah.
But it was 4-2. It was 4-4-2, right? And the shape just happens. The attacking intent just naturally happens when he does it. So,
supplemented by a goalkeeper, by the way, who actually, I think it was like the 82nd or 3rd minute, launched it down the pitch. And all of a sudden, you've got 4 Ipswich players in their half, and they're keeping the ball. So he sent his 2 wing backs straight up. He said, "No,
exactly. Get out of the way. I'm not gonna invite on a goal here. You get up."
And look what happened.
Exactly.
Well, fuck me.
And he made a good save. To be fair, Cornell, he made a very good save.
He did.
Yeah.
But let's have a bit of perspective because I've got a couple of comments. First of all, we've got Matthew Chaplin. Bet you're all gutted as Town won. If you think that, honestly, you don't know me. I've been banging the drum for that man behind me for weeks. I was most upset at half-time for a reason. And Leighton Durrant, did you watch a different game to me? I thought that was far better. And it was. And I don't think we're saying it wasn't better than Oxford. But as somebody so rightfully says here, Chris Rand right, low bar, but definitely best performance for quite a while. And it's right. I mean, if you're starving hungry, cold porridge is better than nothing.
Yeah, don't lose sight.
Incremental changes, betterment. Yeah,
don't lose sight, everybody, that for 73 minutes we looked a beaten team. We've only won because they've gone down to 10 men.
Benjamin, a beaten team, the Philip says. What did you think today?
Yeah, hi. Greetings from rainy Cornwall. But yeah, I mean, that was a good win in my opinion. A very good win. But don't let that play because, of course, it wasn't a great performance in my opinion in the first half. They kept, beating us on the counter-attack, in my opinion. But yeah, there were certainly positives, in my opinion. Our passing was a lot better. We made 616 passes compared to their 300, and we dominated possession, although when they went down to 10 men, that would, of course, have an effect on it. But yeah, it was a good win. But as I said, don't let that paint over the cracks.
Paper over the cracks or kick us off on a good run with players coming back fit for the Christmas period. No, Vincent Young back, could be among the subs bench. You can have other players back fit. Nolan scoring goals. There's some green shoots, is there not, Ben? Like you're saying, paper over the cracks. But
you've been saying this at half time. We're just beating 10 men.
We're losing at half time, weren't we? Shut up, Phillips. I'll meet you in a minute.
We need to be careful with Vincent Young because I'd give him a while before he actually starts coming back on the bench again.
Yeah, or otherwise, the same thing will happen. And what happened to Norwood, everyone was saying you should never have taken him off, keep him on. What happened? Bang, he's out for 2 months. So, yeah, totally right.
Yeah. Who was your stand-up performer, Ben? Who played really well in the blue shirt today?
Who played well? That's a good question because, in my opinion, there wasn't really a stand-up performer. I thought Wolfenden in the second half, he asserted his dominance at the back a bit better. Caden Jackson, he, of course, scored. I reckon he missed a chance early on, which was gaping in my opinion. Had he have scored that, then he would have had a good game. But yeah, he did decently. He scored, so ultimately, of course, I can say he did decently. John Nolan, he's like a Marmite player. I didn't think he had a great game, but again,
I don't know. Most of the time you hate Marmite. It's only some people love him. That's it. We love Marmite. No one loves Nolan.
He's
John Nolan, right? Let's be honest. John Nolan is a player we talk about as if we got off the bargain basement, right? On a free transfer, a reclamation project. When in reality, he should be our best player. We paid money for this guy. So when I'm critical of him, when I'm hard on him, there's a reason why. And I think when people come on and say, oh, you must be gutted Nolan did well. No, I'm not gutted at all. I want him to do well. It's just that the bar, like we spoke about bars earlier with Chris Rand, the bar should be here for Nolan and the rest should be trying to catch up with him because he should be the star, the guy we paid money for. The same as Jackson. Norwood was the free transfer from the league below. Jackson was the guy we paid money for. There should be different expectation levels upon what we expect from these players.
No, Nolan and Toto are only League One players, they're mine.
Well,
come on.
Well, maybe so, yeah. Well, I agree with that.
They've only proved themselves in League One, and that was just like a playoff final. They never was in a team that got automatically promoted. So, come on.
Jacob Farrow, a striker that can score, as Martin Lambert says. And that's what Caden Jackson is. I was having this chat with someone before the game, or during the game, Johnny, because they were slagging Jackson off. He was our top goal scorer last year.
Yeah. That was last year.
Exactly.
He played this year.
I know.
No, he scored a goal. I'm still not having this. We were crap for 73 minutes.
The first couple of months.
he's not.
What do you do for the other 9?
He's probably the best striker we've got, but it doesn't make him good. Martin.
Yeah,
Come on.
I agree.
And I think it's quite obvious that Lambert's staying. Let's be honest. He's going to stay until the playoffs are unachievable. I think we've all got that in our heads. Stop patting that poster, mate. I'll come around there and rip it down myself. I'm in Stowmarket, remember?
No.
You get round there.
So I actually believe there's going to be
probably
some
bought me it.
incoming in January. I believe there's targets identified and they're going to be up top.
A wee
'Cause I
bit of
don't
help.
really-
Johnny's calling for a wee bit of help.
I think we are going to be. I think we're going to be seeing it.
A
Yeah.
wee bit of help.
Where will they
Benjamin.
be from
Would you give
there?
him money?
Yeah, but like, where will they be from? Like, I don't think he'll get much money. I think the majority of the signings will be on like a loanee basis, if that makes sense. I reckon we'll get a similar type of player. I know McGuinness is centre back, but I reckon there'll be like players from Arsenal, from Man City, youth players from there. So yeah, like it's difficult, really. And
Sorry, Ben. Carry on.
I reckon if there are any free transfers available, I don't think there'll be many in January at all. But I reckon we'll also be making a few free signings as well. Though that will probably.
Yeah, I think personally there may be a couple of loan signings, and do you know what? I think most of the fans would take them, especially up the top. I mean, to get us out of the league, they'll take them, and everyone say, "Oh, we're starting again." You know, if we get up and we lose them players, we've given another team's players some progress, and we're not really gaining ourselves. But if those players get us up and puts you in a different position without the wage cap and then money for going up into the higher league to actually get someone in on a loan again, or even more wages. And someone said in the chat, I don't know if it was Luke, or someone said it's a real big year for us, because if you look at the players that are coming out of their contracts, that's going to free up a lot of wages. So it is whether we get rid of the manager or not, at the end of the year, it is a transitional year, and it's going to free up some money.
It's going to be a revolution, I think, in the next round of kind of new contracts and players moving on. Because the amount of contracts come to the end, the age of some players, I think it's going to be the biggest kind of revolution of players you've ever seen, certainly in years, more through necessity than or just chance. But I would argue maybe that's where our good luck's going to be. This year of all years, I would say we need it,
And it might be the whitewash we need.
Yeah, but as I've been saying for months now, it is a transition year, and this is why I've been patient with Paul, more patient than everybody else, because I don't want a situation where you get a Lee Johnson in. Now, I know he's gone to Sunderland now, but put yourself in Sunderland's shoes. In January, they will be wheeling and dealing. So there'll be senior players coming in and contracts that perhaps you don't want to be labelled with in 18 months' time. Whereas at the moment, yes, we don't want to be a League One side, but it is a transition year. So come the end of the season, when we don't go up, or if we do, you can then start to have a few more moves. Before I let you go, make a double change with Luke and the Cruncher, the postman coming in, Mr. Pat himself. Ben, Johnny, Portsmouth and Burton are our next 2 games. Give me your points totals. Johnny, kick us off.
Oh.
No, I wasn't. Sorry.
3 points.
Wow, Johnny, that's negative. That's negative.
I'll be the same. I agree with that.
I ain't asked you yet.
Thanks, Ben. Great minds think alike, Ben. Nice 3.
3 points. Benjamin, what do you think? 3 points.
I reckon maybe a point. So I can't see us beating Portsmouth and Burton. I could actually see that being a draw. I know we'd be at home, we'll have fans behind us, but honestly, today was a one-off. We beat 10 men. I can't see our performances improving that dramatically. So for me, a point. I'm being optimistic because I want Lambert to go, but he won't.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's entirely your point of view. Hopefully see you for the Portsmouth game. Look after yourselves. Thanks for joining us, John and
See you later, boys.
Luke, welcome in. Luke, one
Hello.
of the Facebook page. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Very well. How are you feeling after today's performance? Surely you've got to be happy. So there's a town fan alive other than me that are happy that we won.
Well, I think no matter what you want, if you win, you win. I don't think it matters how you win, as long as you win the game, really. But
Absolutely.
so, yeah, I think the best you can. But admittedly, I agree, though. You can't get too far because we did beat 10 men.
Oh, sorry, wrong Ben. Sorry, Ben.
John
He's
Gladden,
back.
Bill Benjamin.
Too many bands on this show.
Sorry, I just looked at
something.
the screen and saw that you weren't here. I was like,
Have I finally stepped over the mark?
Yeah.
you see, us Lamberts, when we make changes, sometimes we get it wrong. Today
But this
you
is
got
what
it
we've
right.
got. This is like, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, Luke. I do kind of agree with you. But this is where I think Ipswich Town fans are going wrong and we're going up and down because 1 minute for 73 minutes, we were going, we're going to lose this. It's absolutely terrible. Lambert out. Now he's won. We've got our blue tinted glasses on and everyone's really happy in the space of like, he's done 17 minutes.
To be fair, I never said that. To be fair,
Oh, no, I'm just sort of in the,
I know
in
what
the
you mean.
comments
I know what
here,
you mean.
Yeah.
But
And then we'll lose to Portsmouth next week and everyone will be down on the floor again.
But I think as fans,
that's football in general, though, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but as
Every
fans,
football fan's like that.
Yeah,
as
that's
fans,
Arsenal fans for you,
can't
mate.
as fans, we can't think like that. As fans, we've got to hope this is the platform, this is the springboard, this is the move forward. Because we ultimately can't make the decisions. We ultimately can't change anything at boardroom level.
I don't feel
So
like you can say that, Ryan. I feel like you
got
have to
to
keep looking at the
hope.
bigger picture the whole time. We've got
Well, the
Portsmouth
bigger
on the
picture for
horizon
me
now.
has always been the summer that's coming up, and I hope to be a champion
Yeah,
club when it comes
you have
up.
to hit that.
But as somebody's pointed out, you were not patient at half time. No, because I've got a threshold. I am a fan. I do love this club. And my threshold has always been falling outside the top 6 by more than 2 points. And with Stanley having 3 games in hand, I put that as 3 points. So we were on the verge, on the cusp of my threshold being reached. However, today we've won. Is it cracks being papered over, Ben? It possibly is.
What do you think, Luke? What's your opinion of? Do you think so? We've gone through this terrible period of bad results, right?
Yeah.
Every, and not just for football. This has been like the most unbelievably monumental week for Town, where you've been getting stuff. You know, people leaving, counterfeit. You know, countering kind of press statements. You know, Kim Jong-Paul banning all the press because that's what he does. All these different things happening, and now we go and win. So I would argue, and see if you agree with me, that the next game is the most important one so far, because that's going to show us whether this was a lucky goal, a lucky against 10 men, or whether it might actually be the shoots of something starting, a draw and a win. That's 4 points in 2 away games. So do you think, what importance do you put on the next game?
Yeah, I think I would agree. I think Portsmouth would be the big test on Saturday. I think that would be probably. I don't mean in disrespect, but Ipswich. I think Ipswich should have won today. Really, when you look at the teams, I think you would expect Ipswich to win. I think next Saturday would be a bit tougher, but again, the squad is good enough to beat them. I stand by what I say, but this squad is a top 6 squad, in my opinion.
Do you think they should be top 2? Do you think we should go up if we're going to go up, Luke? Do you think we should go up to top 2? As Adam Tanner said on the show.
I don't think the squad is the top 2. I think last year, I thought the top 2 quality.
Yeah,
but I don't think it will be. I think we will finish top 2.
Hull are running away there at the moment. Anyway, if they win their game in hand, they'll be 8 points clear of third.
We've been there. Don't celebrate just yet.
Will we have 8 points clear? Will we 8 points clear at 1 point?
We were certainly a good portion of the way through the season at the top.
I can't remember that.
I can't remember either.
I was far too young.
Yes, I don't want to remember how far ahead we may have been last season. But yes, Portsmouth next week is the big test. That's because you've got to build on results like today. You really have. I can see Crunch is getting his beer ready. I'll bring you in just in a second, Crunch. Go on.
I think it could either be a false door, or one day you might compare not to a grand scheme, but you might you think of Fergie, we won the FA Cup final. It's basically saved his Man United career.
He did. Yeah.
Not saying this is anything like this. Obviously, Paul Lambert is not nowhere near good to Sir Alex Ferguson, but it could be similar. This could save our season. But you get football. You can never tell what will happen 1 week to the next in football. So it might lose next week. It might win that week after. You can't tell.
Yeah, it's
especially
like then by margins. Yeah, small margins.
But it has to be consistency at some point, Matt, doesn't it? Because you have to have a consistent run.
Statistically, yes. Statistically, you're right. We will accidentally become consistent at some point, just by the margin of universal error. It will happen eventually. And that's why I think the next game, it's going to be so telling. It really is. That next game, if we win that next game, I'm going to think, okay, something has shifted. Maybe that was the low point, and we've all just come through it. But then again, maybe we won't. And I wouldn't bet £1 on either one of those outcomes, because as Ipswich Town supporters, we know better than to predict a week ahead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. No, we do. But
I mean, we were poor against Pompey in the cup, weren't we? I know it wasn't quite the normal first team, but it was still first team players. And we were, I remember we went 2 down in 15 minutes, and Rich said to me, "This is a low point." Out the first round of the cup by 3:15. So it's going to be a whole lot better.
Let's bring him in, Luke. We appreciate you, buddy.
Cheers, Luke. Nice to meet you,
Look
mate.
after yourself.
See you too.
I said, Rich, I'll bring you in a second before I'll just say this first. I said, win your home games and you'll be in a good position. Now, we lost a few home games recently. So today makes up for those 3 points, and we're back on the road, Mr. Cruncher. We're back on
the Desperado.
You're a miserable bunch, aren't we? We got 3 points. Cheer up.
All right, you're Lambert in now, are you?
How can I be
Lambert in
positive?
Hang on, I want to work with him up the top there. Because the other night after Oxford, he was Lambert out. Are you Lambert in or are you Lambert out? I can't make my mind up with you.
Me?
Roller coaster.
Yeah, you.
I've never actually said out as in out. I've said maybe it's time to go.
Hold on a minute.
What is he going on about?
Never actually said the words Lambert out. At half time, if you'd asked me,
52 minutes into today's game, I bet you were going, he's got to go. He's got to go. I don't know.
He's still got to go. He just got to stay there. He's put it back a while.
If we bounce back and beaten Plymouth with a comeback victory 2-1 against 11 men, I'm thinking fair play. That's a good result. We've dug it out. We've dug it out against 10. We've dug it out against 10, Rich.
We got 4 points, Matt, from 2 away games. I think we'd have taken that.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Look, I know what you're saying, but like I've tweeted,
it's actually promotion from that.
You have to be happy when you win, because if you're not happy when you win, football isn't for you. That's what I've tweeted tonight. Yes. Look, we've got 3 points. When that second goal went in, was that the first goal? I got your screaming down the phone.
That's the second goal.
I was going mental. I was happy.
Yeah,
really?
It's funny that a few weeks ago,
come on,
we scored that 91st minute goal, and we all came on and we said the same thing, which
Not
was
all of us.
Just none of us cared. But something has shifted today, where we scored a second goal, and I think all of us cheered. We were happy. So I'm wondering what's changed from kind of Shrewsbury to now. Maybe we've been dragged so far.
I've not changed then. Let me just put this on that. I've not changed. I was happy they won the game, but come on, we beat 10 men. I haven't changed. My position hasn't changed.
Okay, I tell you what, let's bring in an absolute legend of the show, a friend of the show.
What you got?
He's going to get a drink for his missus. He's a good lad.
Oh, is he?
Callie, welcome into the show, my man. So,
Callie, top
are you
man.
happier today?
Here he is.
Are you happy today, Callie, than you were after Shrewsbury?
No.
Finally, a man talks sense.
After Shrewsbury, we still had that run of like, we got Hull, we got Charlton. Let's see that top 6, we can do it, right? We proved we can't do it. We proved we are an average League One side. You can talk injuries you want, all you want, and all the rest of it. I'm happy we won. I'm an Ipswich fan. I still pay my tenner. I still watch the game. You know, I'm still cheering. Do you know what I mean? But equally, it's Lambert still says you don't need to do anything. Why would if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. If you look at Evans' statement the other day. So for him, the only way he was going to do anything drastic was slipping down the table, which we don't want to happen. But then on the flip side, we do need to happen to get rid of him, to give a kick up the backside, which may reignite the squad.
Yeah, I agree with Callie.
It's rotting from the inside out, and this is the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't think a change manager is going to achieve that. Like he's got a top 6 side and he's sitting in 3rd. Like surely all of our thresholds should be. If you're in the top,
He's got a top 6 side. Where you got that from? Finished 11th last season.
So in that case, he's exceeding expectation.
Whose expectations though?
Well, this is it. So my expectations are top 6. I get the feeling all your expectations are much loftier.
What you're saying is,
Until
on
Matt's-
paper, they've got a top 6 team. They've never finished top 6 in this division. Finished 11th.
So
Yeah, finish
so
top 6, and then we'll definitely talk.
They should finish top 6, 100%.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant because this is right up my alley. So where is this squad in your opinion? Is it a top 6 squad?
It's a top 6 squad, but Lambert hasn't shown any managerial knowledge or know-how to show that he can finish in the top 6.
sorry to cut in, but the problem is top six or not, we don't beat top six. We don't beat top six.
Exactly, Callie. Yeah.
For me, it was, if we didn't have the wage cap, cool, different. I was expecting we'd stagnate in here for 3 or 4 seasons, maybe a bit longer, have a little flirt with the playoffs and maybe get lucky, right? And maybe find that formula or whatever. Now with the wage cap coming in, the problem is we'll stay here for 20 years and I don't think we'll ever see a promotion under Evans and we'll probably be in League 2 playing Colchester, in 20 years' time. If Evans is
Hey, Derby. Yeah.
But as fans, we can't accept that. As fans, we can't accept that. I do agree with you, and there is always that fear that we do just, continue the decline. But we can't. Surely, as fans, we've got to keep those lofty expectations, regardless, Cruncher, if we go up or not this year. We've got to always maintain that we're the biggest club in the division, right?
We're the biggest fish. We said this, Matt, didn't we?
Yeah, on par with Sunderland, I would say. On par with Sunderland.
They lost again today.
Yeah, it's the Wigan game. The Johnson gang in there, of course, which means the Cowleys are still around. See, this is the problem I've got with the victory. The more we win, then it's less likely someone who's going to come in and all those good names that could propel us on into the Championship will be gone. They'll go somewhere else.
I get that. I'm just reverse, and I'm the only voice that is reverse. I'm more of a fearful nature that if we do bring somebody in, it's going to set us back even further.
Well, you think the Cowleys coming in would set us back?
I do.
How?
I think anybody coming in
I
halfway
disagree.
through the season sets you back. I really do. I really honestly do, because suddenly players perform at a much higher level than they do. I mean, why do players perform well for a loan spell? We sign them, and then they're never that same player again.
That's what I'm saying. I think the performances would get better with a new person there.
Maybe
and as Rich said, I bet everyone would come off the treatment table to want to play.
I disagree. Suddenly, Emir Hughes would look 8 out of 10 every single week, and we go,
no chance.
Emir Hughes is back,
No
and then we
chance.
sign him to a 2-year deal, and then this time next year you'll be telling me, what happened to Emir Hughes? Or Alan Judge?
I don't.
I think you see every week, if that's a group of players playing for the manager, I just don't know anything anymore, because I don't think they're playing for the manager. I think they've got amongst themselves and said, right, lads, we're in this shit. Management, all the way up the level, it's a nightmare being at this club at the moment. Let's just go out there and play, shall we? Let's just do it for ourselves. I saw a bit more of that than playing for the manager. Because Paul's going to come out, if you dare. Ipswich is such a community club, and the community is things like this and things, Phil Ham and stuff. I'm going to put a bit of bacon out my windowsill tonight, and at 11 o'clock, so everyone can. There's like a bring back Phil Ham dedication, because you can't do things like that to local love journalists. So whoever interviews him, so Brennan will interview him tonight, he's got to be so damn careful. He better be kissing his arse, saying what a fantastic win, great substitutions, because if not, he'll be banned as well. If we tell him to piss off, I think Ipswich it's about the tactics, but it's also about the care of the community. And I think the reason we're so pissed off is because it started off so well. He had actually answered all the questions we wanted, and he brought the community back in. And it's the downfall from that hard point, which is why we're all so pissed off with him. It's not just about tactics; it's about so much more.
He likes to play the tough Glasgow man, doesn't he, Lambert? But the people I know who worked with him at Villa said he's incredibly thin-skinned. And I'd hate to hear his interview this evening, because poor Brenner, he's probably going to get it in the ear. I would say, "I told you so." We've won.
He'll be happy. He'll be happy this evening. He'll be happy.
It was an incredible performance against 10 men.
Anyway, let's not be so negative. We're third in the league. We've got 3 points. We're unbeaten in 2 games, and then we've got 2 home games to come. We should be looking forward to this.
Absolutely.
Really?
Rich,
Absolutely.
we're going to beat Portsmouth at home. We didn't in the FA Cup. Do you think, honestly, anyone, do you think we're going to beat Portsmouth at home?
Yes, I do.
No, I don't.
Well, Mr.
It'll be a different game. It'll be a different game, because you're going to have 2,000 people there, Callie, for a start. So
Don't start me with that. That's a red flag to a ball. That I'll get into
talk about that tomorrow. Do you want to talk about
I
it tomorrow?
will be. Yes, I will. Yes, because I get all of this flack every week, and then suddenly there'll be fans next week, and I'm just like, oh, it gets me angry.
It was nice to see the fans back in Home Park today, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Anyway.
What's he got? Oh, look at this. Have you made that?
Ooh, very nice.
Is that a homemade one?
No, mate.
course
From
it
some
isn't.
Domino's. Right, I'm going. I'll see you all tomorrow.
See you
I was
tomorrow,
going.
1:30.
Right, see you later then.
Right, let's round up the show. So,
Right.
because when you win, it's very little to talk to. It's brilliant.
Beer and
So,
pizza, isn't it? Beer and pizza time for the
it
cruncher.
is. I've got a lovely white wine this evening. It's going to go lovely with my chicken sausage casserole, actually. So, Portsmouth and Burton. I've asked Johnny. I've asked
Bit
Ben.
down that, but Ben, you better down that later.
we want video proof as well. Talk to me about those two games. Burton, Portsmouth. What are your points return, Ben? I know you've said earlier, but give us some more meat on the bone.
Oh, we've lost him again.
Ben, we've lost
We've lost
you.
him again, Ben.
Ben, we've lost you again. Callie, you kick us off.
Go on, Callie.
I love your hat, by the way.
Well,
Yeah.
I wore especially for this show because that's what Evans and Lambert are. They're pagans. They're fraudsters. So this is for them. Right?
All thoughts are Callie's and Callie's their own, not the shows.
I'd like to say 3 points. I don't think we'll get anything against Portsmouth. I'm being realistic. Portsmouth just turned over Peterborough. I don't think we'll get anything against them. Burton, I'm hoping we'll get those 3 points. But being realistic, I think we'll get the point against Burton and that's it. So I'm going for a point.
Wow. And then is that where you view sort of journey should stop after that?
No, this is what I was saying because you were talking about top six because the league is a bit shit like that in terms of everyone's picking up points off each other, right? Like we've seen today. I think we're just going to flirt with 6th, 7th, 4th season, and Lambert will stay till the end of the season then, and then maybe there's a clear out. That's the fear. But then if we make the playoffs, will we get to Wembley? Will we win? I don't know. We don't beat top six. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of 6 points, 3 points. Kean says 1 point. Curtis says Callie, my guy. Stuart, 3 points. I don't think we'll win against Portsmouth. The new Gardner, 0 points. And a 2-year extension for Lambert on the 4 years he has left. Ben, what about you? No, Ben, we can't hear you again.
Still got a game? That's unbelievable.
Can't hear him, Ben. You want to get better Wi-Fi? It's Mark Ramsey Wi-Fi, that.
Poor Mark.
Poor Mark. I enjoyed the chat. It was just like a different time zone, bless him.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you think?
Well, I was going to save it for tomorrow, but as we haven't got Ben here at the moment, I'll say I didn't think we'd beat Portsmouth when we did the Friday night show. We went through the 11 games, didn't we? I had a 0 there. I think we should probably beat Burton, but let's not forget they beat Charlton 4-2 and they've beat us handily. So I still think we can probably beat them at home, but again, it won't be convincing, and it'll be a 1-0 Hawkins style scraping goal against Crewe kind of victory. I would have thought. Well, he got the goal against Crewe, didn't he? That's what I'm saying. We just dragged ourselves over the line with that header. It'll be that kind of goal. Whether or not Hawkins scores it himself, I don't know. But it'll be that kind of performance and maybe a win if he were to do it.
Okay. Is that Paul Lambert, do you think? What a lovely poster on the wall. Ben, what do you think?
Are you back, Ben?
Yeah, for the third time before my Wi-Fi cuts out. It's the trouble of living in an old house. It has to go through really thick walls. It's a joke. 3 points, I think. 3 points the next two games. And I'll be happy with that 3 points as well. I can't see us winning next week, but I can the week after. Let's just see what this little tiny upsurge or, betterment, let's see where it takes us. I'm absolutely fascinated.
Okay. Graham Brook, who hopefully will be joining us on a show one day. I think that's the same Graham. 1 point from 3 games. But
he's Graham. Yeah, Adventure of a Tractor Boy. Very good book. Go and buy it. Very good book on Kindle.
Yeah. Alex Wilson, 4 points. Leighton Durran, I love this show, Martin. Will it continue when fans are back in the stadiums? I can promise you 100% it will continue. We are here to stay. We are every game. We are every minute of every game. And I promise you, in some form, it will be here. I'm not going to any games. I'm not in any ballots, and I'm
me neither.
Poster.
I'm not
on
ballot.
The poster, so we'll touch that tomorrow. So tomorrow, 1:30, the Talking Town podcast, the flagship show, returns. As always, you are more than welcome to get involved, as Callie has done, as Ben has done, and everybody else. You're welcome, of course, in the chat, and of course to appear live. Any final words before we leave this evening?
Don't buy the bullshit. I was going to say, don't buy the bullshit. It was only against 10 men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Ben, any
me and Callie on the same wavelength. Yeah.
Final points are: if this is the start of something, even if it's an incremental betterment of where we are, and we're going to have a lot of signings in January. For fuck's sakes, get the medical side right. We need to sort, because any players we get back on the pitch, we have to keep them there, because if we don't keep them there, we're going to be 10th or 12th. That is where that's the key to everything. Get the players fit again. I was looking at other people we could actually employ, and I wrote down this one. It's called Doctors of the World, and it's doctors work around the world free for places that can't afford them. So I was thinking that we could at least get some surgeons, some chiropractors, get them to Ipswich, because
He made it into the club.
I tell you, our season will live and die by it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, it will. Yeah, it will. Absolutely. Right. So tomorrow, 1:30 live. Matt, myself, the Cruncher, and hopefully all of you enjoy your Saturday nights. Enjoy the drink. Enjoy the dinner. Enjoy your evening. Town have won 3 points.
3 points.
And we're sitting in third. And there's
See you
one
later,
man to
guys.
thank for that. And that is, of course, that man there. We'll see you all tomorrow.